Hey everyone, today I'm doing an unboxing and review of these two keyboards. The reason I'm doing them together is because these two are very similar. So they are same, but different, but still same. Okay, konnichiwa everyone. Let's start the unboxing with TeckNet. Just to tell you beforehand, I got both of these keyboards from Amazon. They're actually quite affordable. They are, I think, about $10 or $12 each. So yeah, very affordable keyboards, and they are compact as well, so which you can probably tell by now. So this is a box for TeckNet. There's nothing much here, just a very plain box. Let's unbox it and have a look what we get inside. I already ripped this open, as you can see. So inside we get very simple packaging. We get the keyboard wrapped in plastic, and we get a tiny user manual, and that's pretty much all we get. So let's unbox the JETech next. Alright, let's unbox JETech next. As you can see, the box is very similar to TeckNet. It's just a plain cardboard box with just the model number at the back. So let's open it up and take a look inside. So as you can see, instead of just a plain plastic wrap, we get the bubble wrap here. So this is a keyboard. I'll show it to you in a second in much more detail. But other than keyboard, we get this little warranty card, and we also get this manual, and that's pretty much all we get. Alright, so here are these two keyboards next to each other. I didn't take them out of their packaging because I wanted you to be part of this process. So let's take a look at TeckNet first. Here we go. It's out of its packaging, and this is what the keyboard looks like. I think it looks very nice. This is it from the back. You get this on-off button, which is quite tactile. You get 4 rubber feet. You get a battery compartment, and these batteries don't come with it. I actually use this keyboard, so I put them in. And you get this tiny little connection adapter, which is cool. So it fits like this, and there you go. So let's unbox the JETech next. And here we have JETech. It's much easier to unbox this. Just remove the bubble wrap, and here we go. This is what the keyboard looks like. This is JETech from the back. I'm sure you'll already notice there is a small difference here. We get the same type of a rubber feet. We get this on-off toggle right here. We get this compartment for batteries. No batteries here. And of course we get very same connection adapter right here. It goes like this and closes like that. So this is JETech. So here are the two keyboards fully unboxed. The main objective for me for this video is to show you the differences between these two keyboards, because they look so similar that many people may confuse that they are the same, but in fact they're not. They have quite a few differences between them, and I'm going to show them to you in this video right now. Alright, let's start this comparison from the back. Let's look at the backs of these keyboards, and you'll see that they are again very similar. The feet are the same, the power buttons or toggles are the same, even the logo shape is the same. Of course the logos themselves are different, but the cutout is the same. The notches here are the same. The only difference here is the battery compartment, and in my opinion TeckNet has a better battery compartment. Now let me show you why. So this is JETech, and to open this one, this is stiffer to open. Inside you get this little connection adapter here, which as you can see it flops around. It's loose in there. Let me take it out. Okay, I'll put this to the side, and to close this it's also stiffer to close. So while you are not going to be taking batteries in and out very often, still there is a small difference right here, and I wanted to highlight that. With TeckNet, as you can see, this compartment is much easier to open. It's as snug and as secure as JETech. Just I think this one is a much better mechanism. So you open it like this, and inside the adapter is easier to take out, and it's snug in there. It doesn't rattle around in there, so it's quite snug. And overall, I prefer TeckNet's battery compartment. The connection adapters themselves are practically the same. The only difference is, as you can see, TeckNet has a TeckNet logo on it, but other than that, they're pretty much the same adapters. Before we get to more serious stuff, let's get this out of the way, and this is this logo right here. As you can see, JETech does not have any logos on it, and TeckNet has a logo right here. Personally, I like my devices logo free and clean, so in this area I prefer JETech. I think it looks cleaner, and I prefer that look. Now, as for the keyboards themselves, as you can see, this has a little bit of a flex right here. This one, JETech, has a lot less flex. Overall, I feel like this keyboard is more sturdy. It feels more, it feels stiffer, and it feels heavier too. Even though I have batteries in here, I have two AAA batteries actually. This one is still heavier and sturdier. I feel like this one has some metal plate in it, and I feel like this is all plastic. As you can see, it has quite a flex on it, and this one has a lot less flex on it. So this keyboard feels more solid. Alright, let's go into the final and the most important area of this review, and that is of course the keys. Let's talk about the fonts first. This is purely of course personal preference, which fonts you prefer. I think both of these keyboards look very professional and look very nice. I think for character keys I prefer JETech's look right here, and for arrow keys I think I prefer TeckNet right here. The other keys such as delete and backspace, they kind of look the same, so there's not that much of a difference. There's right here, so there's a small difference right here with a caps lock, but the point is that both of these keyboards look very nice. They look very professional. Both of these keys are printed and they're high quality, so they're probably gonna last about the same time. Now let's talk about the first serious difference between these two keyboards. Have a look at the F keys of JETech. Do you see anything missing? That's right, there is no F11 and F12 keys on this keyboard. I tried to research if there is another way to maybe activate them with a shortcut or something, but turns out there is simply no F11 and F12 keys. TeckNet, on the other hand, has F11 and F12 keys on it. This is of course dependent on how important these two keys are for you. For me they are important, as I use Visual Studio, and if you use Visual Studio you know you use F10, F11, F12 keys a lot. So for me this is a very big difference, and I prefer TeckNet in this area. Next point of comparison, the blue shortcut keys. As you can see, JETech has keys for numpad right here. You can activate them by holding this FN key, so you will get this extra shortcut keys. TeckNet, on the other hand, does not have these keys. On the other hand though, TeckNet has a key that's very important to me, which is the sleep key, and JETech does not have this sleep key. I use it a lot to put my computer to sleep. It's a very nice shortcut, I think, and JETech is missing it. The media keys themselves are about the same on both keyboards, so that's another thing for you to consider. Now on to the final area of comparison, and that is of course how these keyboards feel when you type on them, and the difference between these two in the keys themselves. And in this area I can tell you straight away I prefer TeckNet, and I'll explain why. So JETech has more firmer keys on it, and they travel a lot less. It has a very short travel. The keys, when you type on them, they feel very sturdy, sturdier than TeckNet, but they have a very short travel. Personally, I prefer TeckNet's longer travel, even though this keyboard feels a little bit less, less hard than this keyboard. I prefer this a little bit more spongier keys, but they have a longer travel, and I prefer this one. Next, here's a very big difference between these two keys. as you can see, JETech's keys they have a convex shape on them, so they're rounded at the top. For me, this was not good because I found myself first of all slipping a lot from the keys. It's harder to differentiate the keys from each other because, as you can see, they're more convex, so they're harder to tell apart. There is a short travel, so it's easier to press, but at the same time though, because the keys are convex, unless you press this key right on the top, you're not gonna register the input on the keyboard. And I found myself missing a lot of words, like missing a lot of letters in the words when I type on this keyboard. And this was actually the main reason I got this keyboard. It's after I typed on this, I found this keyboard on Amazon, and that was the main reason I bought it, just because this looked like on the picture that it had more concave keyboard keys on it. So this, I think, is a serious glaring difference between these two keyboards. I don't know, again, I'll say this is personal preference. Maybe you like more convex keys, but I found myself missing lots of letters when I typed on this keyboard. So then I got this one, and as you can see, while the keys on this are not concave, they're flat. Maybe they're a little bit concave, but there is more separation between them, and I find myself making a lot less mistakes on this one than on this. I also noticed that I had to type a lot firmer. Again, like I said, unless you press right in the middle of the key here, you're not gonna register the input. So I found myself like tapping a lot harder on this one than on this keyboard. So that's a very, very big difference, and another thing for you to consider. Now, finally, of course, these are not mechanical keyboards, but let me still give you a comparison of how they sound, how the keys sound on this keyboard. So let's compare individual keys first. And next, let me type on each of this, and you'll hear the difference there as well. So on that note, let's conclude this comparison/review of these two keyboards. I think I listed all the major differences between them. If you're wondering, by the way, I did not forget this little difference. JETech has this little icon here for a caps lock indicator, and TeckNet does not. I did not forget that, just to let you know. I just didn't think it was that much of a difference to include. But anyway, to conclude, I think JETech is a better built keyboard. It's sturdier, it's heavier. I think it's small bit higher quality than TeckNet. However, JETech, for me at least, it could be different for you, but for me, I don't like the keys on this keyboard at all. I like the keys on this one, and even though this feels a little bit less quality and it's got more flex to it and all of that, the typing experience for me is better on this. I like that it has these two F keys, and it also has a sleep key. So for me, I prefer TeckNet. But for you, it could be different, of course. It's up to you to decide, but I'm gonna leave that with you. We are done with this video, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.